go. 1 hour. Put it back.
Take this off me. Take it off.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has kicked off his intense training camp, determined to defend his WBA Lightweight title and silence any doubts ahead of his March 1st showdown with Lamont Roach Jr. Davis, known for his explosive knockout power, is not only preparing his body for battle, but also pushing himself mentally as he gears up for what could be a significant turning point in his career. On March 1st, Davis is set to face Lamont Roach Jr. at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, a fight that has generated mixed reactions in the boxing community. Despite rumors surrounding the event, Davis is back in the gym, proving that he's ready to take on Roach and silence the doubts that have arisen from his previous statements. However, a few days ago, Davis made waves by announcing on social media that his fight with Roach was cancelled, sparking confusion among fans and the boxing community alike. The comment, which he posted on Instagram, led many to believe that his next bout might be in jeopardy. However, the WBA champion later clarified that the fight was still scheduled to take place, and the event was confirmed by the promoters. Despite his earlier claims, Davis's announcement raised concerns about the state of his career and his commitment to boxing. But with his intense training now underway, it appears Davis is focused on defending his title and continuing his dominant run in the sport. The initial announcement that the fight with Roach was off sent shockwaves through the boxing world. Davis's comment was brief and cryptic, writing, "The fight is cancelled," in an Instagram story, which he quickly deleted.
Beat his ass for y'all talk. For real. I better be quiet.
I don't give a fuck if y'all was quiet, if y'all was loud.
We got the whole hood over there, like twisted up. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Y'all can do whatever y'all want. My mother, he can't
no
nothing
hood,
over
no
here.
none of that.
Not at all.
Tell him I'm gonna f him up.
Not at all. Never. Nothing's gonna get f***ed up over here. What do I look like getting f***ed up?
The uncertainty surrounding the bout was further complicated by Davis's public remarks about his future in boxing. The 30-year-old champion had already expressed his frustrations with the sport in a previous interview, stating that he planned to retire after a few more fights. This comment came as a surprise to many fans, especially given Davis's immense talent and potential to become one of the biggest stars in boxing. His decision to leave the sport while still at the top of his game raised questions about his commitment to fighting the best and solidifying his legacy.
I've been betrayed and shit like that really like made me like really want to give up on like the limelight side type shit. Like Benn, like everybody chased this, like Benn in front of the camera, Benn like out, you know what I mean? They chase it. Everybody chasing our image. That's what they do, chase their image. And I feel as though I don't want to be a part of that. I don't chase their image. As long as I have my money and be able to take care of my kids and whoever I need to take care of, then I feel as though I don't need none of this.
Despite the confusion, the promoters of the event, PBC, reassured fans that the fight with Roach was still on. Veteran boxing reporter Dan Raphael also confirmed that sources within PBC had clarified that the bout would take place as scheduled. Tickets for the event remained on sale, and the fight was set to headline a Premier Boxing Champions pay-per-view show on Amazon Prime. However, the bizarre social media activity surrounding the fight has only added to the mystery of Davis's career and his future in the sport.
You always been judged. You always gotta live for someone else. Like you can't be you gotta be perfect, basically.
And everybody not perfect.
Everybody not, yeah. Everybody not perfect. That type shit. And also me too, like I'm the type of person like if you go against me as a boxer, I don't like you as a person. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I want to shit like that. I need to step away from because I don't want to be like that.
Despite his frustrations, Davis remains one of the most talented and marketable fighters in the world. His knockout power and aggressive fighting style have earned him a devoted fan base, and his fights continue to draw significant attention. However, his reluctance to face some of the biggest names in the sport has led to criticism from fans and analysts alike. Many believe that Davis's legacy will be incomplete if he does not face the best fighters in the division, such as Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, or Teofimo Lopez. There is a sense that Davis's potential could be wasted if he chooses to retire without fully testing himself against the top competitors in the sport.
You said going out on 3 fights. You know the last 2 fights you want to go out on?
Yeah,
The last fight?
The last fight you want to go out on. Like, who? Do you have anybody in mind?
No, I'm saying no. I don't have no name right now. But I got somebody I want to call out after this fight.
You said you got somebody you want to call out after this fight?
Yeah.
Who is that?
I'm not gonna tell you.
He get the hint.
Keep it quiet.
Is it Lomachenko?
Who?
Somebody asked Lomachenko.
No.
All right.
Turkey said he got your 2 Ferraris ready. What you think about that?
Who?
Turkey said he got your 2 Ferraris ready.
I need 3 now.
Yeah.
Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who
Y'all
might
keep
be
saying his
afraid?
name for?
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, you know, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what? Us fighters, if we're afraid of somebody, it gotta be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only win in basketball and football. That shit win in boxing.
One of the key reasons for Davis's desire to retire early seems to be his changing priorities. As he explained in a recent interview, his perspective on life and boxing has shifted since becoming a father. The birth of his child has made him reevaluate what is truly important, and he now sees boxing as just one part of his life rather than the defining aspect. Davis admitted that his decision to retire was influenced by his desire to spend more time with his family and focus on his future beyond the ring. He also expressed frustration with the way the sport has treated him, noting that it can be difficult to balance the demands of being a champion with the need to protect his health and well-being.
Are you retiring?
What trash?
What changed? What made
This shit is trash, garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
What's the matter?
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything?
Fed up with the
Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford and or Leonard Edelby? Usually they're around to.
You think you might regain the love for it though? You never know. Like like you said, you got to spark today.
Leonard Ellerbe, the CEO of Mayweather Promotions and a close advisor to Davis, defended the boxer's decision to retire, acknowledging that life outside of boxing can be just as fulfilling as a career in the sport. Ellerbe emphasized that boxing is a brutal and dangerous sport, and that it is important for fighters to consider their long-term health and well-being. He pointed out that many fighters from previous generations have suffered long-term health problems as a result of their careers, and that Davis's decision to retire on his own terms should be respected.
That's his decision.
Yeah.
That's his decision. I can understand where he's coming from, though. I totally can understand. Things are different when you have kids. Things are different, especially girls, as he mentioned. It changes your life. Completely changes your life. He's definitely very confident that he looks at a lot of things differently now than he did probably 6-7 years ago.
While there is no doubt that Davis has the talent to continue dominating in the ring, Ellerbe believes that his personal happiness and future outside of boxing should take precedence.
So he is serious about retiring.
If that's what he said.
Yeah.
And we all heard him.
Yeah.
Right.
He hasn't told you anything about it?
No.
When you first heard it, was you shocked or you kind of...
Not at all.
You knew it was coming?
Well, because boxing is different. Boxing is different. It's different. The fans, not all, but You're never gonna be satisfied. I'm just being honest.
Talking about his fight with Lamont Roach, Oscar De La Hoya issued a stern warning to Lamont, expressing his belief that Tank will win by a significant knockout. De La Hoya acknowledged Roach as a tremendous fighter, but suggested that he may be out of his depth when it comes to facing a fighter like Gervonta Davis. In typical De La Hoya fashion, he praised Tank for his skills, describing him as a beast who is fully dedicated to the sport of boxing.
Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out.
The former world champion emphasized that Tank's sneaky style, which allows him to land effective shots and combinations without his opponents realizing, would be a major advantage in the fight. De La Hoya expressed confidence that Davis has the tools to win this fight, noting that he had seen Davis's training up close and was certain that the WBA champion possesses the necessary knowledge and skill set to prevail.
You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations sometimes at will without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But, you know, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
Meanwhile, professional boxer Benn has criticized Davis for choosing Lamont Roach as his next opponent, especially in light of Davis's retirement announcement for 2025. Benn expressed his frustration with Tank's decision to face Roach, suggesting that the fight was not a worthy challenge for Davis, who he feels should be taking on bigger names. Benn also revealed that he had offered Davis a $15 million deal for a potential fight, but Tank rejected the offer, opting instead to fight Roach, a boxer who is not as well known in the sport.
But, you know, when you're looking at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at, you know, these other fighters that he should really be fighting, you know, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire. Yeah. So don't come and, but don't come and come at me and go, oh yeah, let's give it all, you know, very big bollocks and go, oh yeah, let's give him some stick and then make out like we want the fight. And then we send an offer over and then you fight for 15 million and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do that.
Benn took aim at Davis for what he perceived as a poor business decision, claiming that Tank missed out on a better financial opportunity by choosing to fight a lesser-known opponent. According to Benn, Davis's refusal to negotiate further over the offer showcased a lack of business acumen, something that clearly irked the British boxer.
Real offer, that was true then.
It was a real offer. We offered, I said, listen, you keep talking shit. My promoter's going to get back to you in 48 hours. 50 minutes, initial offer sent over. You know, but was it Unquell didn't let him out to play? His boss didn't let him out. That's it. So he wants to talk about, 50 million, first offer. First offer.
There was room to negotiate.
Of course there was. But he's an idiot. I don't even know if he knows what negotiating means.
Kevin Jarrell Johnson said that it is going to be a competitive fight between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. Although he has never sparred with Roach Jr. and has only watched a handful of his matches, Johnson acknowledged Lamont's skill set. He stated, "I don't think it ends in a knockout. I don't think he'll give it to him. He's going to be moving around. You know what I mean? He's definitely going to be moving around and trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's going to be a good survivor." Despite having some past disagreements with Davis, Claressa Shields acknowledged that a fight between Tank and Lamont Roach would be an exciting one. Shields pointed out that while Roach may be underestimated by some, his impressive amateur career cannot be overlooked. She added that she would be interested in purchasing any of Tank's pay-per-view fights, indicating that regardless of her personal differences with Davis, she recognizes his appeal and the potential excitement of his matchups.
Tank and Lamont Roach. Is that the right opponent for Tank?
I don't know why everybody is kind of sleeping on Lamont, but he has a decorated amateur career too. He's a very sturdy kid. He's very skilled. Tank is Tank, you know. And when I say Tank is Tank, I mean like he's a bad man. He can fight. He's tough. I know we had our dispute back and forth, whatever. But at the end of the day, if we talk about just boxing,
So
he's a good fighter, and I look forward to watching that fight.
Is this a pay-per-view fight though? Would you buy it?
I bought any fight that Tank has had pay-per-view, and I think that Lamont Roach is worth watching. I think that this fight is going to be very technical, very skillful. As always, we're going to see the power of Tank on display.
And Lamont Roach, do you have a relationship with him?
I know him from the amateurs too. He cool. He can fight. He wished me luck on my fight. Hey, let the best man win there.
If he's to be successful, how would he do that?
To be Tank?
Yeah.
Now you want me to give somebody the game plan on how to be Tank?
Dude, you'll be a great trainer because you have the skill.
Don't like me, so I ain't gonna get nobody the recipe to beat him. So you can take me later, my nigga.
On the other hand, Stephen A. Smith expressed his concern about the size discrepancy between Tank and Lamont Roach, suggesting that the fight may not be competitive due to the size difference. Smith emphasized that he wasn't questioning the skill sets of both fighters, but was simply pointing out that Roach is a smaller fighter moving up in weight, which could put him at a disadvantage against a powerhouse like Davis. He mentioned how Tank's former opponent, Frank Martin, was also a smaller fighter coming up in weight, and that dynamic didn't bode well for Martin. Smith noted that this size differential is a significant issue, as Davis has proven time and again that he has the ability to dominate fighters who are larger than him, making it even more difficult for Roach to succeed in this matchup.
I think Roach is too small. I think Roach is too small. And that's my issue. I'm not questioning the skill set or anything like that, but it was similar to Frank Martin. You know what I mean? This guy comes in there and you got 18 fights, and I remember watching that pre-fight press conference when he was annoying Gervonta Davis so much, and he cussed by accident. Excuse me. He cussed by accident. He was like, ooh, you know, making this up. He hurt me in sparring, and you know, and I knew Gervonta was going to come for him, and sure enough, that's what he did. Walked right towards him from round one on.
Further elaborating on his thoughts, Stephen A. Smith stated that he was fine with Davis facing a smaller opponent if the fighter was not known for his knockout power. However, he went on to say that Tank's immense power and skill set make it hard for him to sympathize with Roach's chances in the fight. Smith argued that Tank has the ability to knock out welterweights and even middleweights, and a fight with a smaller fighter like Roach could be problematic for the challenger, especially given Davis's explosive power and precision.
Is because Gervonta is too great and too skilled to be fighting dudes smaller than him. Gervonta Davis could knock out welterweights. He probably could knock out a couple of middleweights, okay? Why are you fighting somebody smaller? Only time I approve, this is just my personal preference, the only time I approve of great champions fighting smaller guys is when you're not known for your power.
Showbizz the Adult also weighed in on the matchup between Tank and Roach, but his assessment was not as optimistic for Davis. He suggested that anyone looking to place a bet on the fight should consider betting against Gervonta Davis. Showbizz noted that while Tank's power and skill are undeniable, the external factors in his life could be affecting his performance. He highlighted ongoing issues that Davis has been facing with his team and promotional company, implying that these distractions could impact his chances in the ring.
Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't seem happy business-wise, and he doesn't seem happy about the sport of boxing, saying boxing sucks. He hasn't been sounding positive. His latest post of the fight is effing canceled. On top of that, him deleting his socials and stuff like that. It's just a bunch of stuff outside that makes me think, is he really focused on this fight?
Showbizz's comments echoed the concerns that some fans and analysts have regarding Davis's focus and commitment to boxing, suggesting that his personal struggles outside of the ring could pose a real challenge as he prepares for the fight with Roach.
You can suspect or expect this to be the best Lamont Roach you've ever seen versus probably the worst Gervonta Tank Davis you ever seen. I just never seen Gervonta's situation so wild. Okay, it's just so untamed right now, and it's not really together.
As March 1st draws closer, the world is still waiting to see what Gervonta Davis's next move will be. Will he go through with the fight against Lamont Roach, or will he ultimately decide to retire earlier than expected? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, Davis's legacy will be defined not just by his victories in the ring, but by the personal choices he makes in the years to come. So what are your thoughts about this? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.